Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. And today, for the Grue Room, we got a very great guest, and her name, Chloe Caroline. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking to her and talking music and seeing what's up. And it's gonna be a fun time, and I can't wait to share the interview with everybody as soon as she gets on. So stay tuned. All right. Welcome to Grue. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Nice, nice. And wanted to ask you like what drew you to wanting to write songs and do songs, music and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, from a really young age, I was just so fascinated by music. I think like just even listening to music, nevertheless singing it, like my parents would always say that they would hear me like falling asleep at night and I would just be singing myself to sleep. So it was always like very therapeutic for me, but it was just always around my house when I was a kid, growing up listening to absolutely everything. And then when I was 6 years old, I started taking piano lessons. And so I wrote my first song when I was six. And I did choir and stuff.
Oh wow.
But I wasn't like the kid who like did a ton of, like performing at like state fairs or anything like that. It was really just like, in my shower around my house, like, you know what I mean? Like that sort
Yeah.
of thing. But when I was 11, I taught myself guitar
Oh
and
wow.
really was like, writing a lot of poetry, and I was always writing songs. I was always making up melodies and stuff. But it really helped me. It helps like take my songwriting to the next level, I guess, because I really had a vehicle for it. And so that's when I started really songwriting, and then I would post my like videos of me singing my original songs on Facebook.
Nice, nice.
And people just started responding to them and saying they could relate to it, and that was just the coolest thing, and so it kind of grew from there.
Oh wow. That's really awesome.
Thank you so much, appreciate
The
it.
YouTube was basically the like tool that brought
Yeah.
like fans to listen to you, right?
Yeah, well, actually, Facebook, really.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'd gotten a Facebook page in like I think eighth grade, and so I started posting on there, and I was obsessed with YouTube. I would find like other artists. Yeah, I would find other artists that were around my age that were writing songs because I didn't know anybody else that did that. I would literally like type into YouTube like me singing an original song, like to try to find other artists that did what I did,
yeah,
um,
exactly.
and discover new music. So I was obsessed with that. But at the time, I didn't really have my own YouTube channel. I was just putting it on my Facebook page. But I would go to school, and my friends would come up to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, I wish that you like would record your songs. Like I really relate to it. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that." And then I was like, "Oh wait, really? Like I was just doing it honestly for me because it was very healing and a way to express how I was feeling, and I just loved it, but I didn't really realize how much of an impact it had on other people until that moment. So that was
Oh
pretty cool.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like what rock or pop stars did you grow up listening to? Like what
Mhm.
what stars did you look look up to?
Yeah. I so kind of like I said, I grew up listening to everything, but a couple of my heroes, I would say, I'm a huge fan of Stevie Nicks.
Nice.
Love her; she's amazing. Um, let's see, Shania Twain, Dixie Chicks, as far as more like country artists, but then Avril Lavigne,
Oh,
Michelle
nice.
Branch. So some really like strong like female artists. Dolly Parton. Man, I could go on and on, but Gavin DeGraw, like I just love like that sort of raw thing that all of
Yeah.
these artists have, and I feel like they're all storytellers in their own way. They borrow from various genres, whether it's rock, pop, soul, R&B, soul
Hmm.
sort of vibes, folk. So they're all kind of like a melting pot of that. So that's kind of where my kind of style came from, I guess, because I'm kind of a melting pot too.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Stevie Nicks. Like, oh my God,
Oh
I
yeah.
love her music. Like,
Hero.
oh my
Oh yeah. She's my girl.
yeah.
Definitely. And a California girl too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If if you could do a song with any artist, like what artist would you pick to actually do a song with?
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Well, of course, I have to say Stevie first and foremost because icon. But currently, I would say Harry Styles. I'm like a huge fan of
Okay.
his new record. I think he's like really, really talented. I love his vibe. I love everything that he's doing. He's also kind of a melting pot.
Yeah.
Of a person, and so I feel like our vibes are very similar. I feel like I'm like a girl version, so I feel like we would kill it together. So as far as like present day collabs, he definitely comes to mind.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how did it feel to actually finally put out your album
Yeah.
everywhere I go?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I had been man, it was a process. It took a while to get it out there and to get it finished. I had done this whole Kickstarter campaign with a company called Pledge Music at the time, and
Oh, okay.
they ended up like to try to get people excited about it. Did a whole pre-order thing, created merch, and then the company unfortunately had gone under, and so I never got paid out for it, which kind of slowed the roll of
Oh no.
everything. And I still ended up fulfilling, of course. For my fans, but it kind of slowed the roll of everything. But I was so excited when it finally came out there. I got to release, luckily, like 5 singles from it prior, but by the time everything came out, it was just like finally. And in the meantime, I got to make another, like I got to make more music, so it kind of it ended up being a great thing. It was a great journey of really figuring out who I was as an artist. It was really the first project that I felt like I got to have like full control over what I was doing and really have a say, in my art.
Nice, nice. And what are some songs off of that
Yeah.
record? Like what are some songs that like really meant a lot to you? Like you
Yeah.
know, like what songs did you write and do? Like,
Sure. Yeah. Oh man, I would say, well, there's a song called Confetti on there that's really, really special to me. That song, I call it like my songwriting baby. I love the metaphor of it. It's a song, it's about dating the life of the party, and how it's this kind of magical thing, and then all of a sudden, you can fall to the ground and it falls apart, and it's beautiful, but at the same time it can be such a mess. And so I really just love that metaphor. So I would say that one. There's a song called Forgive Me,
oh, okay.
that is just about, it's really a song about I was inspired by myself, about just kind of being your most authentic self, and it being okay to not always be okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a very
exactly.
like optimistic,
Exactly.
uppity person, but we're all human. And so it's about, honoring your authenticity and the ups and downs that come with that. So that's another favorite. Yeah, I have a song called Fever Dreams on there, which is special too because I wrote it by myself. And the song that I had originally put a little clip of on Instagram like a couple of years before that, and people had responded really positively, and I ended up putting it on the record like last minute. And anytime you write something by yourself, it's always special. I love collaborating with people,
Yeah.
but it's a different form of writing when you write alone. So that one's special for sure. But yeah,
Oh,
so many.
yeah, right. I see that.
Yeah.
Uh, Wow. And how did you how did you come up with the song
Mhm.
Everywhere I Go?
Yeah, everywhere I go. Also, another favorite, definitely. Obviously, the title track of the record. That one is actually pretty fun. I had walked into my writing session with this guy named Larry McCoy, who's an incredible songwriter and has written a ton of hits. And he and I were talking, and I'm very much an old soul. And that day, I think I'd been listening to a lot of Bee Gees,
Nice,
and
nice.
I was and I think I was listening to like some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know. I was listening to a lot of oldies that morning, per usual. And I was like, I would love to write something that's kind of in that feel good vibe of like September or something, And
Okay.
so that was kind of the inspo, and actually kind of why, one of the first lines of the song references September, by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it came about. And then just the simple concept of, you know, seeing somebody everywhere you go and in everything, and not being able to shake that, is something I think that everybody can relate to at some
Oh
point.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, simple but relatable. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
excuse me. Uh, out of like all the songs you wrote, all the songs you sang and did, like, what do you think has been your best song that
Yeah.
you wrote, and your best song that you like to sing live?
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. I would I would say, well, right now I would say it would probably be the single that, is coming out actually at midnight. So I don't know when you're releasing this, but April 2nd. It's a song called Ready. Is a song that I feel like is very much kind of monumental for me just as an artist. It's the transition into, the next kind of level of my sound, a new beginning for me, and a song about surrender and letting go. And it's, inspired by my own journey of that. And so I
Wow.
would say, yeah, it's pretty powerful and special to me. So that one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And
But also Confetti. I love singing that one live.
oh sweet.
I love telling the story behind it and seeing the reaction that people have.
Nice. And like how's doing stuff live been? I mean, are you doing like any like live shows yet, or is COVID like stopped that?
Yeah, yeah, no. Unfortunately, yeah, there hasn't been a lot of live shows happening. I did get to play a show in Nashville. I think that was in, when was that? November, I think.
Okay.
I got to, which was really cool. I got to play the Bluebird Cafe. It was this thing called the Bluebird on Third. I've played the Bluebird a number of times, but it was a special one that they did at this venue called Third and Lindsley in Nashville, Tennessee. So got to play that, and that was the first show I had played since I played Sundance Film Festival
Oh wow.
the year before, January 2020. So that was super exciting.
Yeah, I
I miss
mean,
it, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
yeah, definitely. Wow.
Yeah.
How was it like playing that? Did you played live at the film
I
festival?
did, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So I got to be a part of. I was one of the headliners for BMI's Snowball Fest, and basically it was me, and then Lisa Loeb, and then this other
Lisa
artist.
Loeb, yeah.
Yeah, this other artist, Georgia Koo, and she's also amazing, and yeah. So it was so much fun. It was crazy cool to get to play something like that.
Oh yeah, that definitely sounds fun.
Yeah, for sure. I got to bring my parents too, which was cool. And I had
Nice.
no idea it was going to be the last show that I would play for a long time, which is crazy. So at least we ended on a high note, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, true, true, you're right.
Went out with a bang.
And like, how do you feel about live streaming? Because I'm sure that's what what the thing is now. Like, if you want to do a live show, you have to actually do live streaming. So,
Sure,
like,
sure.
how's that feel to like I mean, basically, you're just staring at a computer screen
Yeah, yeah,
and
it's
singing, and like that must feel weird, right?
yeah. I feel like I tend to post, and especially with with COVID and quarantine, like I've posted quite a few just videos of original songs I've been writing and covers and stuff. I've been doing that quite a bit, and have, allowed myself the time to do that, which has been really, really fun. Um, Especially because I've been writing a lot by myself, and so getting to post little clips of stuff along the way has been fun. But as far as playing like a live show on,
Yeah,
on a streaming service, it's definitely different. I think it's very cool
yeah, it
that,
is.
we have technology that lets us, be able to do that and still connect with people, but you're not getting the same energy back that you would get
Right,
live.
exactly. Yeah,
And yeah, so it's definitely a lot more like one-sided, which is a bummer. But it's cool. I haven't done a ton of it, to be honest. I just recently got to do a acoustic, like exclusive performance of
nice.
my next single, Ready. So I got to do that with Live X Live, which was really, really cool, for this thing called Music Lives, which benefited Music Cares. So that was really, really cool. So that was this past weekend. But that was like really one of the only, I mean, I've done a couple other things. When Everywhere I Go came out last summer. But otherwise, it's been a little bit different. I don't know. I love performing live in
Oh
person.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm just looking forward to that, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I love going to see shows. Like I mean, I've seen like so many rock bands from like Def Leppard, Alice Cooper,
Oh,
Aerosmith,
awesome.
and
Oh gosh,
oh
awesome.
my God, like I even met some of the stars too.
Cool.
Alice Cooper, I actually met the following day after he was done his like show. I was in a record store, F
Yeah.
F F FYE,
Yeah.
and I was in a record store, and I'm over there, and I'm looking through CDs of Alice Cooper, and I'm
Yeah.
with a buddy of mine. I'm like, oh, I said, what album is a Cold Ethel on? And
Yeah.
a guy was behind me. He said, it's on Welcome to My Nightmare, and I
Oh
looked up,
my
and it was
gosh.
Alice Cooper.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like
You never know. No, you never know.
I was
There's
like,
gonna be, I'm still hoping to run into Stevie at the grocery store, like Los Angeles. We'll see. That would be crazy.
but yeah, like when I was talking to him, to Alice, and I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, there's nothing like the live stage show. Like, you get like a big rush from
Hmm.
the live stage show and the fans interacting and singing
Yeah.
songs, and
Hmm.
oh my
Yeah.
God, like there's nothing
There,
like that.
yeah, there isn't. And for me, it's all about, really getting to have that personal connection and getting to tell the
Yeah.
stories. And that's such a big part of my show is explaining the stories behind the songs. And so, yeah, and getting to meet people afterwards is just the coolest thing. Because, you meet so many fans through Instagram and stuff, which is so, so cool. And
Mhm.
then to have them come to a show and meet you in person is just like, it's like, wow, it makes it so much more real, because it's so when you're behind the screen, sometimes it's like, are these people real? And it kind of validates that they're real. They're real. So yeah, I miss it, but praying every day.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
all in good time.
So when you're ready to write a song, like how do you get yourself ready? Like how do you get in like a mind frame to actually come up with the lyrics like
Mhm.
for a song?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the process is different all the time, but there's a couple different ways that I go about it. I would say when I'm writing by myself, usually I will be inspired by something that I've been, going through, or something will make me sit down, you know what I mean, and like start
Yeah.
playing the piano. However, it's a little bit different. I usually don't go in with an exact, hook or idea or lyric, like sometimes, but usually it's one of
Hmm.
the situations where I sit down and just kind of get like a creative urge to to make music, and then it usually kind of just comes to me, and usually the melody and lyrics kind of start flowing at the same time.
Nice.
And then when I'm writing with somebody else, I usually go in with a very specific idea or inspo or lyric, song title, whatever it is, or melody, and then we kind of flesh it out from there together. It kind of depends. Sometimes I go in with like a full chorus and, we just write the rest of the song. Sometimes we basically start from ground zero.
Um,
It kind of depends every time, but for me, it's all about writing something that is honest and authentic, and something that, I don't know, I feel like will allow people to connect not only with the song, but with each other when they listen to it.
nice. And you wrote a song for a big film, right? Great Gilly
Yeah.
Hopkins is it called? Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that
Okay.
was super exciting. That was my first film and TV placement for music, which was really cool.
Nice.
That was back in, oh man, 20, 2015, I think. I don't even know at this point, but that was the first thing I ever did for film and TV. I've done more after that, and I just love it. I've always loved how like music can bring, picture to life, and
Right.
so yeah, so I got the opportunity to write the end title, which was so
Nice.
crazy, and I
Nice.
had I had no idea, and I did, and I really literally wrote it like by myself on this like on my phone, and I sent it in like not thinking like anything of it, and they ended up taking the little like acoustic demo, and they wanted me to turn it into like a pop song for a movie, and
Wow.
so it was cool. It was surreal. Unfortunately, I never got to see it in theaters. Like it was in select theaters, and I never got to like go to an actual theater because where I was living at the time, they didn't have it. So I just got to see it on my TV, which was still really, really, really cool. But
Okay.
but one day, next time it will be in the theaters.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you did all the songs for Love, of course, and you acted in the film too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that was the second like major thing I got to do with film and TV. That was so crazy. And yeah, that was in 2019. And yeah, I got to act for the first time. It was my first role, and that happened by surprise. It started with my music, and then they asked me to audition for a role, and I was like, okay, sure. And I did, and like literally the next week I was up in Canada filming, and yeah, it was insane, and I got to meet some really cool people from that experience,
Oh
and
wow.
got to have my songs in it, and I've met since then every time they play the movie, because they played a lot repetitively, which is really, really cool. I always have people that reach out, and I make new fans and friends all the time, so it was cool. It shows you the power of having music placements, really.
Oh yeah,
It's so
exactly.
cool, just the audience that you can reach, so I was like very grateful for that.
Nice. And you used to live in Nashville, right?
Mhm.
So like,
Yeah.
how was the move from Nashville to Los Angeles? Like that's
Yeah.
a big change.
Well, for me, it's actually funny. So I'm from Los Angeles originally.
Oh,
Yeah, so born and raised California girl here. So for me, I moved to Nashville right out of high school when I was 18, and didn't know a soul, and went to college and started my career there, and really built a strong foundation there. And so then a little over a year ago, I had just decided that I wanted to spend a little bit more time in LA. Like I had been going back and forth, but hadn't
hmm.
really made LA my main hub. I knew I was still going to be switching back and forth, and
Oh,
I
okay.
always will. Like both are definitely homes to me, but I hadn't given LA like a chance as my main hub really since I was 18. So and at that point I was such like a young artist, and so I was like, I'm ready to be here, and it's so big, so many awesome opportunities, and it's just very me. I love it so much. I feel very free and alive here, and
Nice.
and yeah, I love getting to go back and forth though. They're both really awesome places, and that's the dream for me, is to get to float, I suppose you could say. Yeah. I'm definitely like a gypsy soul. I get bored in one place too long, so it keeps it interesting for me, which is good.
And I saw one of your posts, like you actually stood for a little bit in Thailand, right?
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, that was
Wow.
that was super cool. Right when I made the move to LA, I got the opportunity to go to this place called Karma Sound Studios, which is a studio compound in Thailand. And so random, I'm aware, so random. But yeah, work with some really, really great producers that are from Australia and the UK
Yeah.
and Thailand, and got to work with them, got to do some
Oh,
writing, got to
wow.
do some mixing of songs that I brought from LA and Nashville, and it was just like this fun like sleepover basically for like 2 weeks. And yeah, we had such a blast. It was so cool. And
Nice.
yeah, and so my next single, Ready, was actually mixed there. It was like the first song that we mixed there, which is kind of fun.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one place I always want to go see. Like that's on like
Yeah.
my like top list is
Oh, no
going there to
way.
visit Thailand. So that's
Well, you gotta go hang out at the elephant sanctuary. That was my highlight. Besides getting to do the music, of course,
yeah.
I got to bathe and feed elephants, and that was the coolest experience.
Really?
That made the entire long flight worth it, 100%. So highly recommend. I didn't get
Oh,
to do a
wow.
ton of exploring because I was literally in the studio the entire time,
Yeah.
but that was definitely, that was just the coolest thing.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
Yeah, love it.
And like my site, like my show deals a lot with like horror movies, so I wanted
Okay.
to ask you if you watch horror films, and if you do, what are some of your favorites?
Oh my gosh. I actually don't.
Okay.
My best friend Carrie, she's obsessed with horror films, but she also knows I can't watch them. I just like, I don't know. My vibe is so like up here. Like I'm like kind of an empath, so like, I can't do it. I really like psychological thrillers, like
Yeah.
that's cool, but like gore and like mm-mm, mm. But like respect. Respect.
So like you won't watch like Jason or Freddy or Michael or
No, hard pass. No.
what do you what do you like doing for fun when I mean I know writing music and making
Right.
making music's fun
Yeah.
and acting and all that, but
Yeah.
when you're not doing that, like what else do you like doing for fun?
Yeah. Man, I love to be outside. So anything outdoors, I love to explore, go on little adventures, whether it's like trying a new restaurant to eat or something like that, supporting a local business, hiking, you know what
Nice.
I mean? Going on walks, like anything literally outdoors. I love to be outside. So that I love to cook. I
Okay.
cook all the time, cook and bake, like really anything creative, honestly. Like for me, like if I'm not writing or making music, I'm doing something probably creative. If I'm or working out, I love to work out. So I'm either like being really active or I'm like eating food or like drawing or something. And obviously hanging out with friends. I'm such like a social butterfly. So yeah, meeting new people, that sort of thing.
Nice.
Anything fun like that.
Yeah,
That's
I,
broad, but
I try to cook. I attempt to cook, but it doesn't like work out too well for me.
you know what? Keep going though. Keep going. There's still hope. Yeah, you just got to trial and error. Honestly, I'm honestly like I feel like I'm a pretty good cook. I grew up in a household where both my parents, especially my dad, is like an insane cook. So I'm
Wow.
kind of, but it like gives me high expectations. You know what I mean? So it's hard. I'm now like, oops, like I've got to meet that level every time. But baking is a science, and so that for me is a little bit. I've gotten, a couple recipes that I really nail on a
Oh,
regular
okay.
basis, but it's different than cooking because cooking's an art. So you can be a lot more like free with it, which is me.
That's
The
true.
science, the whole like, we have to have the perfect measurements. Ooh, a little bit. You can't wing it as much, and so that makes it a little bit different, but it's still fun.
Oh,
love
okay.
them, love them both.
Yeah, I haven't tried to bake yet since my cooking skills aren't
Yeah.
top notch.
Hey,
So,
well, maybe that'll would work for you because you have to follow like an exact recipe. I still do both equally, but cooking's always like 10 out of 10. Baking's like
uh-huh.
a lot more like we might get it right. We don't know. you know?
And what music are you currently listening to? Like what's on your like
Mhm.
playlist or your iPod or
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, so much. I feel like it's always changing, but like I said, huge Harry Styles fan. Been listening to his record a lot. I love this band called the band Camino. Huge fan. It's very much like I don't know, like in 2008, I was a huge fan of like that, like not like boy bands, but like alt boy bands, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I just love like the vibe of that. So the band Camino is awesome. Who else have I been listening to? Ooh, the new Miley Cyrus record's
Oh,
great.
nice.
Yeah,
That
she's also a huge influence too. She's got so many different influences in her music and kind of relate to that. So
nice.
yeah. So I don't know. I could keep going forever, but this guy Patrick Droney, he's also incredibly talented. He's kind of has like that Gavin DeGraw raspy singer songwriter voice, and his songs are incredible. So yeah, I mean, so many. Always
Okay,
discovering.
okay. And
Yeah.
is there any television show you're currently binge watching, like on Netflix or something?
Yeah, so it's funny because I'm not a huge TV person.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I feel like when I have free time I end up doing something else. But when I do watch it, I've been watching Dawson's Creek.
Oh, nice.
Um yeah, so I've been watching Dawson's Creek for the past like while and I'm finally like almost done with the seasons. So I got to get through it, but yeah, I think it's more like I don't let myself sit and binge watch because I
Yeah.
will. Um, and so, yeah. But yeah, Dawson's Creek has been my choice lately.
Okay. Okay. Hey, hey, that's good. It's
Yeah,
a good show.
exactly. I was too young to watch it when it originally came out. So it's fun like getting to watch it now and hear like music from the 90s, which I'm a huge fan of. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. And, what do you like more? Are you more of a TikTok person, a YouTube, Instagram? Like
Yeah.
which app do you like more?
Yeah, I would say Instagram is my favorite for sure. Yeah, I love Instagram. It's probably yeah, I think I actually have a even bigger following on Twitter, which is funny because I like am not a Twitterer. Like there's certain people that like I mean I do it, but like there are
Yeah.
people that are like hilarious on Twitter and they like
Yeah.
tweet all the time, like every second. Like that's not me. But Instagram's like my thing because I feel like I can kind of have this mix of pictures and videos and stories and I've met just so many cool people on there. But TikTok I've been trying to build like slowly but surely it's happening.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this, please follow me on TikTok.
Definitely, yes. And
Yeah.
I, I don't know if you drink or not. I was gonna like, what's your drink of choice? You a beer, wine, or mixed drink person?
Yeah. I would say mixed drink. I'm gonna be lame and say that like I usually go for like the vodka soda with lime sort of thing,
Nice, nice.
or alternatively like a Moscow Mule or a Mexican Mule. I'm a big tequila girl, so I love
Okay.
that with ginger beer in it. So
There you go.
good.
There you go. It's awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
See that?
Anything light and refreshing like that.
So like those are the drinks you would do when you're doing
Going
like
out.
bar shows or live shows.
Oh, well, when I'm going to play a show and I have a drink, I actually usually do like tea, like hot tea, like
Oh,
with
okay.
with whiskey. Like I'll do like a hot toddy.
Yeah.
Is usually what I do. Yeah, I mean, or a vodka soda, but typically I stay away from like anything carbonated when I'm singing. It just doesn't
Gotcha.
really vibe. So yeah. Hot toddies are my that's probably my favorite drink. If I actually had to like go back and tell you, it would be that. Because I love tea and it's just warming and all of a sudden you're buzzed. It's great. Yeah.
And, what places do you like going to, like
Mhm.
to visit on vacation or something? Like what spots do you like the most?
Yeah. So I have a summer cottage in Canada on a lake that I've been going to since I was born.
Oh,
And
nice.
all my family has like cottages around the lake. And yeah, and so I would say there is, obviously a very special place for me. Otherwise, I've been doing a lot more traveling as of like actually since COVID, which is kind of surprising. It's the opposite of what a lot of people have been doing. But I've done a lot more camping and exploring. And so I got to go to some pretty cool places this summer. I got to go to Zion, which was
Yeah.
amazing. It was so, so cool. It's like Candyland. It's so cool. Yeah, I got to go to Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. So I'm always kind of like trying to adventure new places, but I want to go to Greece, like
Oh, nice.
very badly Greece and like Italy and France.
Nice.
And I would love to go to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And where else? Oh, I'm trying to definitely go over to London this year to do, and just England in general.
Okay.
To do some writing and shows there. It would be great. And Australia, so many. I could keep going.
All right, there you go. And this new song that's dropping, like I don't know what time it is there. Like it's 8:35 here, so like
Yeah.
your song's gonna be dropping in a few hours
In a
here.
few hours. Yeah.
So
I'm so excited.
so what is there anything you want to tell us about the
Yeah.
song?
Yeah. So kind of going off of what I said before, like Ready is, I mean, it's a song about surrendering to the unknown, which is something that a lot of us have had to do. We all have had to do really with COVID. And ironically, it was written before that. But somebody had told me that, I wasn't ready, and
Mhm.
they were talking in regards to my career, but I knew I was, but I was living in this like cycle of being, well, I felt stuck, but I was also trying to just maintain like every area of my life, like have control over it. And I was doing all the right things. And that's kind of what kept me justifying to myself, like, that I was okay with like having full happiness later on,
Yeah.
and I knew some shifts needed to be made, but I was so afraid of letting go in one area of my life and then everything else crumbling along with it. And it was fear based of having a specific outcome in mind and then having, failing, whatever it be. And I realized I was only holding myself back. And it really took that person saying that to me to be like, okay, hold on, I need to prove you wrong, but also I need to prove myself right, really, when I say that I'm ready, because I know I am. And so I need to make some actions here that are different than what I've been doing. And part of that is, ironically, like sitting back and letting go. And I think it's just a message that we all need, and something, especially going back into like a post-COVID world, there's a lot of things that I think we all want to do,
Oh
and
yeah.
whether, goals we have, and it could be something very simple. It could be wanting to forgive somebody. It could be there's just so many things that we could be ready for. But
Hmm.
until we allow ourselves the space to be able to do that regardless of what the outcome might be, then it's really, really difficult to receive the things that we do want, and more, really. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired the song, and I got to make an awesome music video for it that I'm really proud of. So that's also coming out tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, so I really just hope it encourages people to lead with their heart, follow their heart, listen to their intuition, because that's what I wasn't doing for the longest time. I knew I needed to make a change, and I just wasn't listening to myself. I was distracting myself rather than going inwards and being like, why am I not happy, like fully happy, you know what I mean, content. And yeah, I think we're all limitless individuals, and we all have everything that we need inside of us, but we don't allow ourselves to see that always.
Oh no,
we
that's
look
true.
for that external validation rather than going inside. So
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
I'm hoping it's it'll bring some people to make some cool life decisions. I hope.
There you go. I mean, once everyone hears the song and the music video drops with the song, you're gonna have a whole lot of people starting to message you online saying
I
how
hope
much of it
so.
a positive influence the song was and all.
Yeah, well, that would be amazing. I always say, like, if I could even just get one person to feel like they're related to and connected to, then I've done my job. So if it's more than that, then hallelujah, let's go.
Is there anything else coming out next that you wanted to talk about or plug?
um I'm gonna have a bunch of new music coming out. I am about to finish an EP. It's almost done. I'm super excited. I could freaking cry telling you how excited I am. So just be on the lookout for that. So much more music is coming your way.
Nice. And where can fans find you at? Like, what's your pages and socials and all that?
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's at Chloe Caroline. On Twitter, it's at I'm Chloe Caroline. On TikTok, at I'm Chloe Caroline. Facebook, Chloe Caroline Music. Where else? I think that's it. Did I say everything? Oh, ChloeCaroline.com has all of those. I'm on Spotify and Apple Music, everywhere, really. I'm everywhere. Just search my name. I'll pop up. For sure. You can text me. I've got my my number in my Instagram bio too, which is fun. I love getting to talk to people through text as well. So yeah, reach out.
Wow. Okay. Um, thank you again so much for coming on the show and taking
Yeah,
time out of your night to
you too.
be here, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the song drop
Oh,
and
thank you.
seeing the video for the song as well.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your support, and thank you for having me.
Definitely. It was fun. It was fun. I like talking to you about music and stuff.
Yeah,
It was nice.
ditto.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, have yourself a great night and weekend.
Awesome.
Happy holiday too, because Sunday is Easter, right?
It is, yeah. Same to you. Happy Easter. All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.